Hello bearded bee people, welcome back to Bee and KBs. It's July 16th and we're pulling honey, and I get a lot of questions asked about pulling honey, about how you pull it and how you know it's ready, and then the various different extraction methods. People want some answers. So let's pull some honey here and talk about all that. How do I pull it? How do I know it's ready? And all that. So I pull it frame by frame as opposed to box by box like some of the larger commercial operations. And the reason being, I don't want to wait for this whole box to get ready, although it looks like it might be largely ready. I don't want to wait for all of the boxes that I have on at a particular time to get ready. I want to pull the frames, make a few boxes up, and extract it and get it back on the hives, because wet, freshly extracted combs seem to get filled a lot faster than just about anything else. So I pull frame by frame and I put it in a box that's sitting off to the side on top of a cover and underneath the cover so that the bees can't get at it. I don't use a fume board. I don't use a bee escape. I just shake the bees off when I deem that the frame is extractable. It's a big frame. It's got to weigh 12 or 13 pounds, but looks like a lot of frames of, or a lot of cells of open nectar. So I'm just going to leave it right there. Continue to look. Okay, so there's not a whole lot of question about this one. That's mostly capped. There's not really a whole lot going on the back at all. But I'm taking this one with me. I'll show you what I'm doing. I just shake the bees off, and then as I'm walking to the other box, I pound it on the ground once, and then I'll get the rest of the bees off down to about one or two, and blow them off the frame. And then, like I said, I've got this above a cover and below a cover. I put it in there, and I close it up and make sure that it's down there tight, because if the bees don't already have forage that they're paying attention to and they find out that this is here and there's a way for them to get in, while you're pulling honey, they're going to be taking it away from you. So make sure that they can't get at it. But yeah, let's continue pulling. Wait, I'm going to need another box right here. Let's go grab another box. And so when frame isn't entirely capped, in an ideal situation, in an ideal world, I wouldn't mess with it at all. But like I said, I want to get these things extracted. I want to get the honey pulled from these frames and get those frames put back on so that I can maximize my load. Alright, so now I set another box there. And so, if they aren't fully capped, I employ the if you can't shake it, take it method, which is pretty much what it sounds like. You just shake the frame, and if nectar falls from it, it's too loose, it's too runny, too watery. But if nectar doesn't fall from it, or a very little bit, and then on subsequent shakes none falls, then that's good, and you can take it. I wouldn't have a whole pull of only if you can't shake it, take it frames, because that's leaving a lot of it up to our judgment. Unless you have a refractometer and you're going to be able to test the moisture levels, it's a little too close for comfort. Okay, so here's a good frame, capped for the most part on both sides. I'm going to set it off to the side down here for a second, because this one looks good as well. Okay, now I'm taking these two. Okay, so this is definitely the method that I recommend to pretty much everybody that has less than about 500 hives. Because like I said, it allows for you to reuse these frames really quickly. It allows for you to not have to put a bee escape on and then wait a couple days. It allows for you to not have to set up fume boards and spray gross chemicals on and around your honey. So there's a lot of advantage to it, in my opinion. Okay, I'm going to shake this one. Okay, I'm taking both of these. Boy, these bees are crazy gentle. And I love them for it. Because a lot of my other hives, boy, gentle on 99% of the days. That day you come to grab some honey is the day they're going to sting you as many times as they possibly can. Did just get one. That's one from this colony. And this is a single, by the way, that I'm taking all this honey from. Probably giving me 60 or 70 pounds, and it'll probably give me another 80 or 90, probably, hopefully. And there's just one brood box underneath that, so don't let people tell you singles can't put up honey. Alright, so that's the gist of it. I go through frame by frame rather than pulling box by box because, you know, the way I pull and when I pull is probably not at the point where the entire box is ready, but at the point where maybe 50 or 60 or 70% of the box is ready. And that allows for me to get those frames out, extracted, and then back earlier than I would have had I waited for that entire box to get capped and ready. It's easier in like a uniform kind of assembly line way, obviously, if all of the boxes you're pulling are just 100% capped and ready, and that's a beautiful, idyllic situation to live in. But it's not the way we do it. We pull it quicker, put up more honey that way. It's a little bit more work in the sense that I have to go frame by frame, but it's just me, and I'm assuming for a lot of you guys watching that it's just you guys too. And I'm pretty certain, oh, excuse me, I'm pretty certain I don't have any subscribers with employees for their bee operation. If I do, then hit me up. I'm interested to meet you and want to know kind of what you're watching. Because I'm probably learning from you. But regardless of all that, I think this is a good method to pull honey. It's just, like I said, allows you to increase your yield. It allows you to get honey earlier. And it allows you to not have to buy a bee escape. It allows you to not have to buy fume boards. All that stuff. So I hope it works for you. I hope you like this method and use it and put up a lot of honey. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have a different method. I'd like to hear about that as well. But either way, get out there and have some fun with your bees. See ya.